You may not have made an announcement, Taurus. You may not have marked the day on a calendar, or told anyone what was shifting, or even said it to yourself in so many words. That is not your way. When Taurus enters a new chapter, it rarely arrives with fanfare. It arrives the way the earth itself moves through its seasons, quietly, completely, and with a depth that only becomes visible over time. But something has shifted. Something inside you is different from what it was 6 months ago, a year ago, longer. The way you respond to things that used to rattle you, the things you are willing to tolerate and the things you no longer are. What you want now versus what you once settled for. These differences are not small. They are the evidence of real and meaningful change, the kind that does not happen on the surface but rises from the deepest layers of who you are. A stronger chapter has already begun, not because all difficulty is behind you, some of it may still be ahead, but because you are different now, and the person you have become is genuinely more equipped, more honest, more resilient, and more aligned with what is real than the person who began the chapter you are leaving behind. These 10 signs confirm that what has started cannot be undone, and that what is coming will reflect the strength you have built. Sign 1. Situations that used to shake your foundation now simply inform your next step. There was a version of you not so long ago perhaps for whom certain situations were genuinely destabilizing. Things that hit you in the places where your security lived, where your stability was rooted, would send something deep inside you into alarm. The response was not dramatic on the outside, because Taurus rarely shows its internal turbulence publicly. But inside something would clench, something would brace, something would work very hard to hold everything in place while the difficult thing passed. Notice how that has changed. Situations that would once have required significant internal resources to manage are now simply events that you process, assess, and respond to. Not effortlessly, you are not numb, and you are not detached. But without the same depth of internal disruption. The same news, the same kind of conflict, the same type of challenge arrives and you find yourself asking calmly and clearly, what does this tell me and what do I do next? That is not the response of someone who is suppressing their feelings. That is the response of someone who has developed genuine inner stability, not just as a coping mechanism, but as a true condition of their inner life. The foundation has not become harder, it has become deeper. And deeper foundations do not shake the way shallower ones do. Sign 2. You find yourself wanting deeper and more meaningful things than before. What satisfied you a year ago feels insufficient now. Not because you have become harder to please or more demanding in a difficult sense, but because you have grown. Your capacity for depth has increased. Your tolerance for surface-level experience, surface-level connection, surface-level meaning has decreased correspondingly. You want more. Not more in quantity, but more in quality. More honesty in your conversations, more genuine alignment in your relationships, more authentic expression in your daily life, more work that uses what you truly are rather than just what is convenient, more quiet, more beauty, more substance. This hunger for depth is one of the clearest signs that a stronger chapter has begun, because it only arises in people who have done real inner work. Shallow living only becomes truly unsatisfying when you have touched something deeper in yourself and know, from the inside, that more is possible. The hunger itself is the evidence. You are no longer willing to settle for what does not truly nourish you. And that unwillingness, steady, patient, uncompromising in its quiet way, is the engine of everything that is about to be built in this new chapter. Sign 3. Your tolerance for anything inauthentic has quietly reached its end. Taurus has always had a finely tuned sensitivity to what is genuine versus what is performed. You feel it physically, a kind of subtle wrongness when something is not real, a settling and opening when it is. But in the past, your patience could bridge the gap. You could tolerate a certain amount of pretense, give the benefit of the doubt, stay in situations that were not fully honest because other elements made them worth remaining in. That bridge is shorter now. Your tolerance for inauthenticity has reached a natural limit, not out of irritation or judgment, but out of a simple inability to spend energy where there is no genuine substance to receive in return. When something is not real, you feel it faster now. When a relationship is performing rather than being, you know it sooner. When a situation asks you to pretend rather than engage honestly, something in you simply refuses. This is not rigidity. This is integrity becoming more fully integrated into every layer of how you live. The stronger chapter that has begun for Taurus is one in which authenticity is not a preference but a requirement, and your entire being is already enforcing that requirement, gently and completely, in every area of your life. Sign 4. Rest feels like a gift now rather than something to feel guilty about. Taurus can fall into the habit of equating stillness with stagnation. Your nature is to build and to tend, and when you are not actively doing something, a quiet inner voice can suggest that you are falling behind, that something is being left unattended, that your worth is somehow connected to your output. But something has shifted around rest. You have been able to receive it differently. The guilt that used to shadow your moments of stillness is less present now. Rest arrives, and instead of immediately thinking about what you should be doing with this time, you allow yourself to simply be in it, to restore, to feel, to let the quiet do what quiet does. This is a sign of genuine progress in your inner life. Rest without guilt means you have internalized at a real and felt level that you are valuable apart from what you produce, that your presence matters beyond your contribution, that your body and spirit deserve renewal not as a reward for enough effort, but as a basic and honored part of being human. That understanding, simple as it sounds, changes everything about how you live, and it is already changing how you live. Sign 5. A confidence is rising that does not need to announce itself. There is a particular quality of confidence that belongs to Taurus when it is genuinely healthy. A quiet, grounded, unhurried certainty that does not require external validation and does not need to advertise itself. This is different from the kind of confidence that compensates for inner doubt by being loud. This is the kind that simply exists, that moves through the world with an assurance that comes from knowing yourself and trusting what you know. That confidence is rising in you now. You can feel it in small moments, in the way you hold a position in a conversation without needing to convince anyone of it, in the way you make a decision and do not need to re-examine it every 5 minutes, in the way you enter a situation and feel quietly and clearly that you belong there and that you are capable. This is not arrogance. Taurus has no interest in arrogance. This is the natural earned self-assurance of someone who has been through difficult things and found that they were capable of handling them, who has made hard choices and found that the choices were right, who has waited patiently through uncertain seasons and found that the waiting was not wasted. The confidence rising in you right now is one of the most important signs that a stronger chapter has begun. It is the foundation that the next chapter will be built on. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment, and you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Sign 6. Old wounds are loosening their hold on your present. Every life carries wounds. Taurus, who feels deeply and loves deeply and invests deeply, carries them in a particular way, thoroughly, and for a long time. Your wounds do not stay on the surface. They work their way in. They become part of how you understand yourself, how you approach relationships, what you guard, what you avoid. And when you carry something that long, it becomes difficult to remember that it was ever separate from you. But something is changing in the way your old wounds relate to your present life. Their grip is loosening. The old pain, when it surfaces, feels less like a live current and more like an echo. The old patterns, when they arise, feel more visible. You can see them more clearly, name them more precisely, and choose your response rather than simply reacting from the old wound. This loosening is one of the most profound signs of genuine healing. It does not mean the wounds never happened. It does not mean they are entirely gone. It means they are no longer running the show. You are. The stronger chapter beginning for Taurus is one where your past informs you without defining you, where what you have been through has made you wiser and more compassionate, but no longer smaller than who you truly are. Sign 7. The right people are finding their way to you without force. There is a quality to the connections that form when you are genuinely in alignment with who you are and where you are going. They are easier. They do not require you to convince anyone of your value. They do not demand that you shrink or perform or be something other than what you are. The right people simply appear in conversations, in unexpected encounters, in the natural unfolding of days, and they recognize something in you immediately, and you in them. This has been happening for you, Taurus. Not in a dramatic way perhaps, but in a real one. People who match your current energy, who speak the language of where you are actually going rather than where you have been, who offer depth without drama and presence without pretense, they are beginning to appear with a naturalness that feels different from the connections you have had to work very hard for in the past. This is alignment at work. When your inner life is genuinely progressing, the outer life arranges itself accordingly. The people who belong to the next chapter of your story are drawn to the version of you that is already living in that chapter, even if that chapter has not fully materialized in outer form yet. Trust who is finding their way to you now. Sign 8. Your choices are coming from your values, not your fears. This is perhaps the most significant sign of all, and the hardest to see clearly from the inside, because fear and wisdom can sometimes wear each other's clothing. But when you look honestly at the decisions you have been making recently, there is a quality to them that is different from the choices of an earlier time. You are choosing from what you believe rather than from what you are afraid of losing. You are staying in situations because they genuinely align with who you are. Not because leaving feels too uncertain. You are walking away from things not in anger or panic, but in the clear-eyed recognition that they no longer serve your actual life. You are saying yes to things that your values call you toward, even when they are unfamiliar. Choices that come from values are steady. They do not require constant second-guessing. They do not leave the residue of doubt that fear-based decisions always do. And the steadiness of the choices you have been making, even the difficult ones, is one of the clearest confirmations that the stronger chapter is not just beginning in your feelings and your intuition. It is beginning in the actual structure of your daily life. Sign 9. Challenges arrive and you meet them as preparation rather than punishment. The way you interpret difficulty is everything. The same challenge can feel like the world working against you or like the world working to prepare you, depending on where you stand inside. And Taurus, you have spent significant time in recent seasons in the interpretation that difficult things were a kind of punishment, evidence that something was wrong with you, or that life was fundamentally unfair, or that what you had worked for was not meant to be. That interpretation is changing. Challenges arrive now and something in you meets them differently. There is still the natural Taurus response of wanting to get through it, to solve it, to return to stability. But beneath that practical response, something has shifted in the emotional interpretation. Something has begun to read difficulty as instruction rather than as verdict, as the world giving you what you need to be ready for what comes next, rather than the world confirming that you are not enough or that good things are not meant for you. This shift in interpretation is one of the most powerful changes a person can make. And you have made it, not because someone told you to think differently, but because you have lived enough and survived enough and seen enough of how your own story has moved, to know from direct experience that what has been hard has also been formative. Sign 10. You are beginning to feel, perhaps for the first time in a long while, that you are enough exactly as you are. Save this one. This is the sign that underlies all the others, because every other sign of a stronger chapter is built on this foundation. Taurus, your sign is associated with worth, with the deep and embodied understanding of value, what is real, what is lasting, what truly matters. But often, for the very sign most connected to worth, the question of personal worth is the most complicated. Your capacity to assess value in the external world does not always extend as naturally to yourself. You can know intellectually that you are valuable, and still feel in the quieter moments that you are not quite enough. Not quite successful enough, not quite lovable enough, not quite healed enough, not quite ready enough. But something has been shifting in that interior assessment. A growing willingness to look at yourself without the critical overlay and see what is actually there. Genuine strength, genuine depth, genuine love, genuine capacity, and to accept that what is there is not just adequate but genuinely good. You are enough exactly as you are. And the stronger chapter that is beginning for Taurus is the chapter where that truth becomes not just something you hear but something you live. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal, and you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. A stronger chapter does not mean a perfect one. It does not mean the end of difficulty or uncertainty, or the things that challenge your patience and your hope. It means that you meet what comes from a different place than you once did. a place of greater steadiness, a place of earned, genuine confidence, a place of true self-knowledge that does not waver when circumstances are difficult. Taurus, you have been building this place inside yourself for a long time, through choices that were hard to make, through seasons that were hard to endure, through the quiet, private work of someone who does not give up on themselves even when they want to. That work is not wasted. It never is. The earth does not waste the slow, deep process of becoming fertile. The seed does not waste the long, dark time underground before it breaks through. You are breaking through now. Not loudly, you are Taurus, and you do not do anything loudly, but fully and truly, and in the way that only happens when the roots have gone deep enough to hold something real and lasting. What is beginning for you now is worthy of what you have been through to reach it. And you, patient, grounded, holy, and profoundly capable, are worthy of everything it holds.